What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. Um, just a little heads up. I just spoke with the editor, and we're moving along with the video, and the intro and the outro, which is the end of the video, and the image, like the thumbnail. So it's looking badass. So I'm really excited for what's to come. You guys are gonna love it. You're gonna love the new content. You're gonna love the new videos, and we're doing it in a way where we're not shoving it down your throat like a lot of the content creators out there. It's just, I guess, to add a little more flair so that maybe you're not bored by what I put out and it keeps you interested more, so to speak, to allow the content to sink in. But I'm not trying to like come from a place of forcing it down your throat or anything like that. Again, you're subscribing at your own will. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know in the beginning of the video. Yeah, I'm working on it, and pretty soon we should have episode one of the series coming to you soon. So that's exciting. I also want to talk a little bit about this because between the last couple days, I've been having a lot of downloads on my yoga mat and during breath work, and especially during breath work, the last couple days. I was having a conversation with somebody, and what was interesting about the conversation is I thought about it later on, and mind you, I've been I realized this months and months and years back, but then in the heat of the moment, or in a conversation, you kind of get lost a little bit and maybe we'll forget. But I have talked about it on multiple videos on that I have up that I uploaded about this, and basically what I want to speak on is more so where we tend to see ourselves trying to change the external, or change somebody in the external, or control them, or push something down their throat, or whether it be a friend or a relative or a romantic partner, or somebody you're married to, or whatever the case may be. We tend to find ourselves trying to control and change those individuals, in the external, outside of ourselves. And what I've found out over the years on my journey, my through my spiritual awakenings, through just my journey in general, that we don't need to do that, because as we change internally, as we heal the trauma, as we heal the patterns, as we heal and do shadow work and do just work on ourselves and just up level in consciousness, we begin to change our outer world anyway. And those people, which I'm starting to see different people that have been in my life, how they're changing because I'm changing, and we're not even in contact that much. Let me preface that. Not that much, but the more and more I've been changing, the more and more I'm noticing that they're changing. And it's really powerful and profound, and you begin to start to see, oh well, shit, I'm not really even talking to this person that frequently like I used to, or they're beginning to do things that kind of maybe I was doing up to the point I'm at. Not to say that they're ahead of me or behind me or anything like that. Um, but what's interesting is you don't need to change them. They just will change automatically because you're changing internally. So then your outer world changes. and the people in your outer world will change, and they will fall off if they're meant to fall off, and you will then just grow farther and farther apart if they're not doing the work in the same way you are, or if they're not in that alignment with you, meaning like they're not doing the work. So then you're changing internally and you're going up leveling consciousness, or you're continuing to go on that spiritual path, and they're not, and they're just staying in those continuous things that people do in the matrix, uh, normally, and they're not really changing in that way, and they're not opening their mind and being open and receptive to everything, and they're not willing to heal, and they just push their stuff down. You're going to find yourself either them not being a part of your life anymore, or you at a far distance where you don't even see yourself being able to have a conversation with them anymore, um, because there's some sort of force or magnetic pull that pulls you away. And if you try to go towards it, just like it's almost like this magnetic thing where there's something in the center, like some force that's preventing you from, coming in contact or meeting or talking or engaging, and you just grow farther and farther apart to the point where they're not even in your life anymore. As you continue to grow, you don't even have to do anything about it. It just happens naturally as you're changing internally. So then when we think that, oh God, what am I going to do with this person? Like, we constantly are at each other's throats, blah, 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 but you don't have to do anything. The universe does it for you. It either removes them or it brings them closer to you by your higher self, like whispering in your ear, hey, reach out to this person, or their higher self will whisper in their ear, hey, reach out to this person, or they'll get a dream, or something will occur that will, bring you guys closer together if you're meant to be brought closer together. And that goes with romantic partners that you want to be with and aren't. That goes with family members, friends, um, anybody. You don't have to do anything but heal within yourself. Spend time meditating, spend time with yourself, spend time doing these spiritual practices like yoga and, even fitness, whatever the case may be, or whatever you choose to do, reading books that will elevate your mind, or you'll grow consciously, or just anything, or taking classes, like I'm doing teacher trainings for breath work, and I've been doing Reiki classes, and I do plan very soon to do a master Reiki teacher training, which I have done it with Kundalini Reiki. I am a master, but as far as like holy fire, I haven't done that for pets or humans. I've only done level 1 and level 2. I do plan to take it to the next level and do master. I just surpassed a year with Holy Fire level 1 and 2 a little bit. So I'm feeling like when I feel called and ready, then the teacher will come, when the student's ready. And I don't want to rush it. I don't want to do it if I don't feel in the call to do it. But I did want to do a shamanic Reiki training, which I know is coming up soon. And I got to look again when her training is and if it filled up or not. But I was considering doing that. I really did want to do that. I was planning on it. So maybe that's something I may, look into if it's still available and if it's meant for me. But, you know, what's interesting is back to this topic of us trying to change it externally, that is falling off. That is not really something that we need to do anymore. We just need to focus on inward, and then the outer world will just change. As we change, you'll start doing things and moving in certain ways. Um, Let me just turn on this light to brighten it up. I don't want it to be too dark for y'all. That's much better. Um, but as we make these changes with our diet, with our practices with more love and self-care for ourselves. The more we treat ourselves with care and love, and we respect ourselves and our boundaries, and we just treat ourselves with so much love and care, and then we heal and we sit with the different things that we are experiencing internally through meditation, through yoga. Let me tell you something, man. Every morning I get on that mat, and like I've told you prior, I do meditation prior to that. I usually wake up like 3, 4 in the morning. Lately, I've been waking up at like 2:30. No, actually, like 3 o'clock. I would say three, like a couple minutes before three. I think today it was like 2:57 or something like that. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put the timer on, and I'm gonna go for 60 minutes and meditate. And during that 60 minutes, I tend to sometimes fall back asleep a little bit and go into these deep dreams. And then a lot of times I don't. And I'm just listening to what's coming through, and I'm listening to the thoughts, and I'm not trying to control them. I'm just allowing for whatever comes up, and I'm just listening. I'm listening or paying attention to the thoughts that are coming in, and that is essentially meditation. And, that's what I've been kind of essentially doing now on a regular basis as soon as I wake up. And then, like, that'll be like, I would say, like, today it was like 3 to 4. And then from 4 o'clock on, I put on some kind of self improvement. Um, you know, like I belong to several communities that I have subscribed to, and I'm not going to mention them on this video right now, but uh, you know, um, for self improvement and spiritual growth and healing and all kinds of different things, and just you know, uh, I listened to something that I might have missed that was live, and so that maybe I'll put on, and then, by the time that's done, maybe I'll put on some kind of guided meditation of some sort. And then I find myself then getting to the point where it's close to 7 or so, and then I begin breath work. That's the next thing that I do after all of this stuff, and I do breath work, and that lasts probably about a good 40 minutes. Not the breathwork session itself, just the whole thing, which is a beginning part and then an end part, and then the middle is the breath work, which is usually about 27 to 28 minutes. And during that breath work, I get a lot of downloads, um, a lot of downloads that have really shown me a lot of different things and connected dots for so many things in my life as of late. And after I'm done with that, I then begin to um, do yoga. And another thing is when I do yoga, Kundalini yoga, I begin to experience more downloads and more ways of connection to myself, to my higher self, to source, to divine. I begin to get that divine connection, and what's interesting is that's what came up a few times and within the last week is how I can let go and I can surrender, and I can let go of trying to control people in the external, maybe the friends, family, whatever it may be. I don't need to attach to it and try to control how they are and how they show up and what they do. Like, and if they're my friend or not, or my loved one, or my family member, or a romantic partner, or whatever it is. I just have to change within, be the change, and then you will see the change in the outer world, with people, with relationships, with stuff. I'm starting to, like, I talked about this to you guys on previous videos about these containers that have a lot of stuff in them, and literally in about the last week, I've started to clear them out, and I've gotten one whole tower done. I have three more stacks to go, and I got one whole stack done almost. I'm almost down to like I think there's two more at the bottom that I'm in, and I got the ones that were on in a small row done. So four of these main containers is cleared out, and I have them stacked already. And then I've got like two other ones that are cleared out, and so I'm doing little by little every single day, and actually it's happening. This has been so overwhelming for me for years. It's been sitting there. And now that all this, the last 4 to 5 years, I've been doing a lot of inner work, inner healing, and everything. And I'm starting to see the things in my outer world start to be organized and be like I get them done right away. And then I'm not like procrastinating like I used to be the biggest procrastinator, and all these things are starting to like fall into place and are starting to like clear up in my outer world because I'm clearing my inner world. Yes, there's action that I'm taking, that I'm clearing the containers, but there's been an energy, a stuck energy where it's just been sitting there and I haven't been able to do it. There's been all kinds of like roadblocks, or so to speak, that have prevented me from doing it. Things in the way, my health, other people's health around me, just all kinds of things that have just kind of like I had to clear up inside of me to then for them to clear up. If you get what I'm saying. If you come this far and you're still on my channel and you're still subscribed and you're listening this far into the video, which is 16 minutes, then you probably understand what I'm saying. And you can't just like, it's kind of effortless. It's happening effortlessly. If, like I said, if you know what I mean, if you understand what I'm saying, versus like you trying to force it, like against the resistance, like you trying to force it to happen. Like, I got to do this, I got to get this done. And you're forcing it. And then you're drained, and then you're depleted, and then you're exhausted, and you're overwhelmed, and you can't get through it. But I don't feel it to be that way. I feel like, plus, not to mention, I cleared out even more stuff and brought it over to this other place that I've been planning on doing. And something in me came up this morning, and I was like, wait a minute. Let me speak to my internally. Let me meditate on this. If I feel called to bring this stuff over there and clear this location out with some stuff so that I can get to more of my stuff and do more clearing. And I did actually feel called, and then I felt in alignment with it. And I was like, you know what? Today's the perfect day. Let me get somebody to help me. We're going to load the car up with some stuff. We're going to bring it over there. I'm going to take photos of that place, and then I'm going to send them over to this guy to do some work for me. Which, mind you, this project's been sitting for over 2 years. So when you start to clear up and heal within, your outer world begins to things start moving. The universe starts moving things around for it to be possible for these things to happen, and for you to have the energy to go forward and do these things. And when you wonder why people's places, or are just filled with all kinds of stuff and all, and it never gets, you know and I'm not criticizing anybody that has a lot of stuff, because I do. Again, we don't judge anybody on this channel, and I'm just saying that this is how the universe works. And it's not going to happen unless the inner work has happened in some way. You may be even doing it without even noticing it, or knowing that you're actually doing the inner work. So yeah, it's really, really deep and interesting. And it's been coming to me like this is something I knew years ago, and then you kind of take some steps back and you forget, and then you don't remember about it. But then I got some more downloads the other day, and again today, and again whatever, I think yesterday, and I was on the mat, and and during breath work, I'm starting to I'm like, Darren, you just got to surrender and let go. These relationships will disappear or they will stay in your life if they're meant to, right? They will, the universe will, either pull you apart or bring you together, and it also has to do with where you're going with your conscious level, and your frequency and your vibration and all of that too. That also plays a role in it. But the healing you do within changes your outer world. It really does change your outer world, and I'm starting to see it in so many aspects, in so many ways. And in just what I was doing here, um, earlier today, and over the last week or so, I haven't been able to do it. There was so many things like stopping me, energy wise, and people in front of it. Just I couldn't do it if I wanted to. I didn't have the energy. I was exhausted. I was depleted. There was all kinds of things that I was dealing with my health, that I'm still um, doing things with. But there was just so many things that um, created a way where there was almost like a wall up. And I just kept coming in there, and I would look and I'm like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. I don't know what I'm going to do or how I'm even going to start. And then one day, I think the end of last week, I started clearing the ones on the bottom and the row, blocking me from getting to the 4 rows of stacks. Put the ladder up there, got up to the top one, started pulling stuff out, and then removed the top one, and then went to the next one, and little by little, I'm now down to almost one stack cleared out of there, done. And I haven't been able to do it, man. It's been like 7 years. Since 2011, they were there. And then they were there prior to that when I moved from another state. So it's really, really interesting as you gradually change within, your outer world changes. So I really think that was a really, really profound, important topic that I wanted to come through with, and I felt called to. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something from it. I hope that it can enlighten you and um, give you realization to your experience and your journey and what you're going through, and maybe it'll help you in some way. I hope it does. I hope that if you know somebody that you could share it to that could use this content, please do. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Please like the video. It helps the algorithm. We can get to more people and grow this community, and we can all help one another. And please subscribe and like and comment and share. Bring your energy into this community, because the more we start commenting and liking and subscribing, and we're putting energy into it, the more it's going to spiral, and it's going to like take over on YouTube. And the more people are going to see this content and that resonate with it, and the more we can help each other. We can help each other to grow. We can comment, and somebody else may need that to hear that or see that, and then it helps them. And it's a domino effect, and it's beautiful. And I love you all so much. And I thank everyone who has subscribed. I thank everyone that has liked and commented. I appreciate all of you. I'm truly blessed and grateful to come on here every day and have this platform and this opportunity, even though it's small. We're getting out to a lot of people. The more likes you guys do and subscribe and comment, the more we're getting out to a lot of individuals that are seeing it, and that's just going to keep growing. And we're going to have this amazing place to come and feel safe and be able to share safely, and just be a great container for us to help one another and shine our lights bright. So, again, thank you from the bottom of my heart to yours. I love you all so much. To my heart, to yours. Thank you. Bless you all. I send you all love, peace, and harmony. Thank you again. Happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate it. And just be the light. Shine your light bright, man. And know that you are worthy. Know that you have purpose here. Know that you belong, and we all chose to come here. And know that you are an amazing, beautiful soul that comes from love. And I love you all so much. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Wisdom Warriors out. We got this. Let's go.